Have you ever stopped to think about something so common that you never question it? Every time you walk into a grocery store, you'll find shelves packed with chicken eggs, white eggs, brown eggs, organic eggs, cage-free eggs. But where are the duck eggs, the turkey eggs, the pigeon eggs, or even eagle eggs? After all, birds lay eggs too. So why does almost the entire world rely on chicken eggs? Is it because they're healthier, safer? Or is there a surprising reason hidden in history? Today, we're uncovering the fascinating story behind one of the world's most common foods. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at breakfast the same way again. Let's find out. At first, it might seem like chickens are the only birds whose eggs people can eat, but that's actually not true. Humans can eat the eggs of many different birds. Duck eggs are popular in parts of Asia. Quail eggs are served in restaurants around the world. Goose eggs are eaten in some European countries. Even ostrich eggs are edible. Believe it or not, one ostrich egg is about the same as 24 chicken eggs. So the real question isn't whether other eggs can be eaten. The real question is, why did chicken eggs become the world's favorite? The answer begins thousands of years ago. Around 8,000 years ago, humans began domesticating chickens. Originally, these birds lived in the forests of Southeast Asia. People discovered that chickens were small, easy to feed, and surprisingly good at living close to humans. Unlike many larger birds, chickens didn't require huge amounts of food or space. They adapted quickly to farms and villages. Over time, people realized that chickens provided two valuable things: meat and a steady supply of eggs. That combination made chickens incredibly useful. As farming spread across continents, so did chickens. Eventually, they became one of the most widespread farm animals on Earth. But history alone isn't enough to explain their success. There's another reason, and it's something that affects farmers every single day. Chickens are incredibly productive. A healthy laying hen can produce around 250 to over 300 eggs every year, depending on the breed and how it's raised. Think about that. That's almost one egg every day. Very few birds can match that level of productivity. Now compare that with ducks. Many ducks lay fewer eggs each year. Turkeys lay even fewer. Geese often produce only a few dozen eggs during a season. For a farmer trying to feed a family, or later supply an entire supermarket, the choice becomes obvious. Raise the bird that gives you the most eggs with the least effort. And that's the chicken. But egg production isn't the only advantage. Chickens also grow quickly. They don't need large ponds like ducks. They don't require massive fields like geese. They fit into relatively small spaces, making them much easier to manage. This efficiency helped chicken farming expand rapidly around the world. And as more chickens were raised, chicken eggs became cheaper and easier to buy. Soon, people grew up eating chicken eggs every day. It became a habit passed from one generation to the next. But here's something many people don't realize. If supermarkets suddenly replaced all chicken eggs with duck eggs tomorrow, most people would probably think something looked strange. Not because duck eggs are bad, but simply because we're used to chicken eggs. Our food choices are often shaped by tradition just as much as science. Different cultures prove this perfectly. China, preserved duck eggs have been enjoyed for centuries. In Japan, tiny quail eggs are common in lunchboxes and many traditional dishes. Across Europe, goose eggs are sometimes considered a seasonal delicacy. And in some parts of Africa, ostrich eggs are shared among large families because one egg can feed many people. So while chicken eggs dominate globally, they are far from the only eggs people enjoy. That raises another interesting question. If other bird eggs taste good, and many of them are perfectly safe to eat, then why don't supermarkets fill their shelves with dozens of different kinds of eggs? Why don't we see turkey eggs sitting next to chicken eggs, or goose eggs sold as often as brown eggs? The answer has everything to do with economics, farming, and one surprising challenge that most people never think about. So if duck eggs, goose eggs, quail eggs, and even ostrich eggs are all edible, why don't we see them filling supermarket shelves? The answer comes down to one simple idea: efficiency. Modern farms are designed to produce large amounts of food at the lowest possible cost. And when it comes to laying eggs, chickens are incredibly efficient. A laying hen starts producing eggs at a relatively young age and continues laying consistently throughout the year. Farmers can raise thousands of chickens in a relatively small space, making egg production affordable and reliable. Now compare that to turkeys. Turkeys are much larger birds. They eat more food, require more space, and lay far fewer eggs. Farmers usually raise them for meat because that's where the biggest profit comes from. For geese, a goose may lay only a few dozen eggs during an entire laying season. If farmers collected only goose eggs, grocery stores would have far fewer eggs, and they would cost much more. Then there are ducks. Duck eggs are rich, creamy, and loved by many people. They're excellent for baking because they contain more fat than chicken eggs. But ducks need different living conditions, and they simply haven't been farmed for eggs on the same massive scale as chickens. In other words, it's not that duck eggs are worse, they're just less practical for large-scale production. Now let's talk about one bird that surprises almost everyone, the ostrich. An ostrich egg is enormous. One egg can weigh more than 3 pounds, and a single egg can feed several people. Sounds amazing, right? But ostriches don't lay eggs every day. They require a lot of space, specialized care, and much higher farming costs. Ostrich eggs a rare specialty rather than an everyday breakfast. Another reason chicken eggs dominate the market is transportation. Chicken eggs are small, strong, and easy to package. Millions of them can be safely shipped across countries every day. Larger eggs, like goose or ostrich eggs, take up more space and are more likely to break during transport. For grocery stores, that means higher costs and greater risk. There's also consumer demand. Most people buy what they're familiar with. If you've eaten chicken eggs your entire life, you are more likely to reach for them without thinking. Stores stock what customers expect to buy, and customers keep buying what stores continue to stock. It's a cycle that has lasted for generations. But here's an important question. Can humans eat any bird egg? The answer is no. While many bird eggs are edible, not all are safe or legal to collect. Many wild birds are protected by law. Their eggs are essential for maintaining bird populations, and collecting them can seriously harm wildlife. That's why you won't find robin eggs, eagle eggs, or owl eggs for sale. Protecting wild birds is far more important than turning their eggs into food. Even when an egg is edible, it should always be cooked properly. Like chicken eggs, other bird eggs can carry harmful bacteria if they're eaten raw or undercooked. Cooking eggs thoroughly helps make them safe to eat. So, after everything we've learned, here's the surprising truth. We don't eat chicken eggs because they're the only edible eggs. We eat them because chickens are one of the most efficient animals humans have ever domesticated. They lay hundreds of eggs every year. They're inexpensive to raise. They're easy to transport. And over thousands of years, they've become part of cultures all around the world. Had unfolded differently. Perhaps duck eggs would be sitting in every refrigerator today, or maybe goose eggs would be the standard breakfast. But history chose the chicken, and that decision shaped the way billions of people eat every single day. So the next time you crack open an egg for breakfast, remember, you're holding the result of thousands of years of farming, tradition, and human ingenuity. It's not just a chicken egg, it's one of the most successful foods in human history. If you enjoyed learning something new today, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel,